What's up, friends? Class is back in session, and that means it's time for those eye-catching fanwear pieces for you to offer to your customers. This year, for our fall fanwear guide, we've created different sections to really cater to the trends in the industry. Today, we're reviewing retro-inspired looks. We're going to be creating or decorating a sweatshirt and joggers to create this really cool retro vibe. Now, let's get started. Okay, before we roll into the details of the garments and the materials that we're using, I want to give a quick shout out to J America and for sponsoring this portion of our fanwear guide. They have donated this arrival set, and I'm so excited to get decorating on it. So let me show you what it looks like. These are the bottoms. They are red with a charcoal and white stripe going all the way down, and yes, it is an elastic cuff on the bottom. And then for the crew neck Raglan sweatshirt, which is matching, this is exactly what it looks like. So we've got the matching braiding going down the side, and to really hit that retro look, this just sends it home. When we think of retro, think of color blocking, any type of braiding, raglan sleeves, and really just taking multiple colors on a garment and putting it into sections. Of course, you can really send the overall look home simply by creating the best retro-inspired artwork for it. Now, today, we are actually going to be using our CAD cut soft foam in black, and then we are going to layer on top of that with our CAD cut silicone dye block. Now, these are both dimensional products. So our soft foam black is going to give an extra raised dimensional look. And because we can layer on top of soft foam, we're going to switch up the material and the overall feel just slightly by adding in that silicone. We're going to have a foam feel and a little bit more of a matte finish with the soft foam, and give a little bit of extra texture by simply adding in that silicone dye block. Both of these are raised, so either way, we're going to be taking dimension next level. So let's review the artwork. So as you can see, I've got all of our designs laid out. I've already cut, I've already weeded. We're using a simple block font, and you can see we've got two colors like I stated previously. Our first portion, or top portion of the BHS, will slide slightly on top, giving us a tiny little bit of a black outline. And then with the red background, this is really going to pop. Now, with our Brighton Bulldogs, there is a dye block in silicone, and with our red sweatshirt, we don't have to worry about Brighton Bulldogs becoming pink. Now, both of these products are going to feel lightweight on the garment, and soft foam is even just a little bit lighter than silicone. So if anybody is particularly worried about weight or such a large design on a fleece, no worries. Both of these products are going to move excellent with the garment itself and not feel like it is stiff or weighing the sweatshirt down even more. Now, so this is the front of the sweatshirt. Let's push this one to the side. And next up, you can see we've got Brighton and we've got Bulldogs. Now, we did go ahead and line these up, so all we have to do is just a one-step application on our joggers. And if you're curious, well, how in the world am I going to get these aligned perfectly? You can use just a straight edge or a ruler on the bottom. I actually used the bottom portion of my desk because there is a straight line right here. And then I just created the amount of gap I wanted between the N and the B. Super easy to do. Of course, you could apply the black first, white second, or vice versa, but I don't know about you, but I want to make production as easy as possible, and this is the best way to do it. Okay, we've reviewed art. Now all we have to do is go apply. All right, so we are at our Hotronix autoclam, and I have switched out the 16x20 platen to go ahead and put in the tag-along platen. This is going to work great with the neckline, and we will switch this out and use a pillow for our joggers. Now we will be applying our CAD cut soft foam first, and that applies at 300 degrees for 15 seconds at light to medium pressure. Now our silicone is going to apply 290 to 302, so we won't need to do any type of temperature adjustment for 10 to 15 seconds. Because we are going to apply our soft foam first, we need to make sure that we don't just tack down for a couple of seconds. We need to apply for the full 15 seconds before we go in and apply our silicone dye block. I always like to find my center, and I'm going to go 4 fingers down, 4 of my fingers down from the collar. And then from here, I'm just going to check where the tag is. I kind of always just find that crease, follow my mid, and go that way. Oh, let's go ahead and pre-press. Now this will also give us the ability to test our pressure. And like I said, we want to make sure that we are at a light to medium pressure, so we're reading at a 3. Crease. Tag, I'm going to move it just a little bit. Now because this is a raglan, we can also see that we are about 3 fingers there, about 3 fingers there. All right, full 15 seconds. And it does state a cold peel with soft foam, but I have found that if you test it, sometimes a warm peel can actually be better for certain colors. So as you go to peel, just be cautious. Don't wait too long, and you don't need it to be too cold. If you feel like it is lifting, then definitely wait for it to cool down just a little bit. I am peeling just a little bit slower, and like I said, that is simply because I want to make sure that all edges are adhered correctly. All right, no adjustments in time or temperature. Now with the silicone dye block, there is a little bit more of a frosted carrier on this, so just aligning can be a little bit more tricky. I had just a tiny bit of shrinkage with my soft foam, so now I am adjusting a little bit. So if you are going to recreate this look, I would encourage you to add just a little bit thicker of an outline around for your black, so outline around the white, just to give you a little bit more cushion as you are decorating. I'm going to adjust my time just a little bit to go down to the 10 seconds. And silicone is a medium. Let's try this again. So now we are at a 4, and you really want to make sure that it is cold before you peel. So we're going to take this off and set it to the side. And we're going to go ahead and switch out our platen. All right, so I've got our 16 by 20 out. Now the reason why I switched this is because we are using a 14-inch design for our leg, and I want to make sure that we have as enough surface area as possible to make sure that we have the dense portion, the dense bottom of our platen, to really make sure we're getting an accurate pressure as well as application. So we've got our leg and sleeve pillow. And I'm going to go down the left leg here. So I am just sticking that in there. Now what this is going to do is it's going to help us have this braiding go into the pillow. We've also got issues here, which we don't need to be too concerned with. We can have that fall off. But we want to make sure that that braiding has the ability to go into the pillow if need be. Now, what I have actually done here is I gave us some room right here on this carrier, so I could actually just stick our Bulldogs behind it. I didn't have to use tape. It's sticking to our soft foam carrier, and then we can apply. Nothing is in the way in terms of our B and our N in terms of adhesive, so we are good to go. I'm going to switch the direction. Now, one thing to consider with a jogger is sometimes this bunches for people. If you're shorter, this can bunch. So make sure that you aren't applying directly at the bottom of the seam, because we don't want it to go Brighton Bull and then DOGS is actually hidden in the scrunch. So going about mid-thigh is actually best. And next, I want to get as close to the seam as possible. And my pillow is covering the entire length of Brighton Bulldogs, so we know we are secure there. Now we do need to adjust our pressure just a little bit because we're adding in a pillow. And don't forget, we will be going for the full 15 seconds, as that is what our soft foam takes to correctly apply. Little high, and now we're out of 4. Going to remove our pillow, and again, remember, you've got one that can pull anywhere from hot, warm, cold, and a cold peel. So we're going to just lightly peel this first and let our silicone cool down. All right, so our logo or our silicone on the BHS has definitely cooled down, and our Bulldogs just has a little bit longer to go, but let's go ahead and peel and reveal this full BHS logo on our crew neck. Now remember, silicone does have that silicone feel to it, so you might have just a little bit of a pull or tug, but it's very, very minimal. Now our pant leg is done as well, so easy breezy. All right, let's check out these pieces completely finished. This turned out exactly like we had imagined. We've got that retro sleeve along with that standard crew, and of course this really cool dimensional design with 2 colors, still making it lightweight and movable on the garment, right? That's what we want. Nobody wants anything stiff and crunchy. This is perfect. Now, the next piece are these joggers. Look at how that turned out. We've got 2 colors, a great length down the pant, still giving some flexibility and room for those that need to scrunch the bottom. And of course, we can read exactly what it says. These paired together work perfectly. So not only are you giving your customer one option for a sweatshirt, second option for just the joggers, but you can actually sell them an entire set. Now, the next thing I want to show you is we've added this really cool pleated skirt to add on that next piece to this retro collection. I'm not going to show you how to decorate it. However, thanks to S&S Activewear, they have donated this pleated Augusta skirt. Now, as you can see, we added this really, really neat bulldog by our CAD Prints Permatwill. When you take this type of skirt and you mix it with this type of sweatshirt, you've got a full-on retro-inspired look. Also, you can always add the joggers as well. Thanks for tuning in, guys. I'm Kelly Walters, and you have to check out our fall fan wear guide listed below. See you next time.